Live and local with coverage you can count on. This is WNEM-TV5 News at 5:30.
They're coming in, they're pouring in. We have no idea how many people are here, but we have to get them back. We have to get them back where they came from.
Donald Trump is not one to shy away from harsh comments, especially when it comes to our Hispanic neighbors. But Trump's latest comments on children born to non-citizens, calling them anchor babies, has created an immigration firestorm that not even the Donald will be able to stop. WNEM-TV5's Kristen Moore has the latest.
I'll use the word anchor baby. Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby.
Anchor baby, a term defined as a child born to a non-citizen in a country which has birthright citizenship. In the U.S., some say it gives family members looking to secure legal residency an advantage. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has been using the term a lot lately, even though many, like Joseph Stricker, find it offensive.
I think it's extremely hateful.
Stricker is the president of the Regional Hispanic Business Association. He says not only is the term insensitive, but it's also misleading.
They're making the public think that a child born in the U.S. automatically makes their parents U.S. citizens. That's not true. In fact, they can't even apply for sponsorship for their parents to become U.S. citizens until they're 21.
Do you regret using the term anchor babies yesterday on the radio?
No, I didn't. I don't regret it.
You don't regret it?
No, do you have a better term?
Some say all this talk about anchor babies has become a distraction among presidential candidates, taking the focus off real issues and real solutions.
The focus on language and PC and bickering back and forth. Most people, I think, don't give a flip. They're interested in solving real problems.
These are 13 million those are human beings. And ultimately, they're people. They're not just statistics.
Donald Trump's words have sparked a lot of outrage lately, but he's still leading in the polls. Stricker has his own idea about the candidates' campaign strategies.
They're confusing a lot of the public, and they're creating fear within, as a political gain for themselves.
In Saginaw County, Kristen Moore, WNEM-TV5.
And we wanted to know if the Donald's latest comments changed your opinion on the presidential candidate. And no surprise, Facebook lit up with comments both positive and negative. Angel says his comments don't change her opinion at all, going on to say that Trump is the worst candidate in this election. While Mike disagrees, saying that it is about time we took a stand and did not reward bad behavior. But Matt is in the middle, saying he doesn't like Trump's views on labor, but believes his comments on immigration are dead on. Now, if you have an opinion on this, we want to hear it. Head on over to our Facebook page. Vice President Joe Biden is also causing a buzz after a meeting this past weekend, and that meeting has increased talks about whether he is going to join the race for the White House. Craig Boswell is in Washington with the latest.
Vice President Joe Biden is back at the White House amid increasing debate over whether he is considering a presidential run. Biden sat down with President Obama for their weekly lunch.
Those conversations tend to be wide-ranging, and they cover everything from work to family. I'll leave it to you to decide whether or not you think that this decision facing the vice president falls in either of those two categories.
Biden added to the intrigue with a weekend meeting with Senator Elizabeth Warren, believed to be a discussion about a possible candidacy.
All the talk right now is all about Biden. It's a will he or won't he?
I think that it's pretty clear that all the Democrats running want to strengthen the middle class, and that's their vision. So no matter who the Democratic nominee is, that's the policies that they're going to carry forth into the general election.
Hillary Clinton is the current Democratic frontrunner, but she continues to be dogged by controversy over her personal email server during her time as Secretary of State. Senator Bernie Sanders, the leading challenger to Clinton in the polls, says Biden's entry into the race won't change his campaign.
I will, as I have done up to now, run an issue-oriented campaign. Joe's views, I suspect, I know, on a number of issues are different than mine.
Biden has said he will announce his decision by the end of the summer. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Washington.
If he decides to run, this will be the third time Vice President Joe Biden has launched a bid for the White House. Well, here at home, a calm and cool day after yesterday's storms as we take this live look over Saginaw tonight. And we can't help but wonder if fall is trying to come a little early this year. Meteorologist Chris Eastlick is in the First Warn 5 Weather Center with the first look at our forecast. So is fall on the way, Chris?
Not quite, but it will stick around for the next couple of days. So for those of you who aren't quite ready for fall to be here just yet, just hold on tight for a few days, and then summertime we'll be back in true Michigan fashion. We'll take you back to your First Warn 5 Sky Tracker tonight and show you we are just dealing with a few lingering showers around the area. A lot of this actually isn't hitting the ground. It's a little bit overstated on the Sky Tracker here, but we are still dealing with them nonetheless, but really just enough to wet your windshield on the way home, or if you are headed out this evening. It's rotating around a large area of low pressure that's really bringing the clouds in tonight after a partly cloudy start to the day. Here's how things shaped up after yesterday. Nearly an inch of rain in Saginaw, and although these readings are generally correct, we do have a few isolated areas that saw more than an inch. Nearly an inch and a half in an isolated spot in Saginaw was reported last night. Here's highs today, and they largely depended on where you were. Areas to the south and west got into the 70s today, but those of you who saw the clouds first were stuck in the 60s. There you are at 67 in Houghton Lake. Current conditions right now, 71 degrees in Flint, 65 in Midland. We'll jump over to Bay City where it's also 65, and then 63 in Saginaw. Quiet next 5 hours. Look at that temperature at 10 o'clock, already into the 50s. It's going to fall even lower than that as we go into the later portions of tonight. We'll deal with just a few light showers the next couple of days before finally clearing out on Thursday, only warming up to 71 degrees. Here are your evening headlines. Another cool night tonight, and then seasonably cool temperatures stick around. We'll tell you how long in your full forecast coming up.
Chris, thank you. Across Michigan now, where you won't find Governor Snyder today. Snyder kicked off the first day of his 5th investment mission to China today by visiting the Great Wall. Snyder also took the time to talk about shared cultural and travel attractions and promote opportunities for Chinese tourists in Pure, Michigan. But the trip isn't all fun and games for the governor. Snyder is working to build upon business and government relationships he created in prior trips. He will also be working to harness new export markets for Michigan-grown and manufactured goods. The deadline to voice your disapproval of a Canadian plan to develop a nuclear dump near Lake Huron is quickly approaching. A Canadian company is proposing a nuclear waste facility less than a mile from Lake Huron. The Canadian Environmental Assessment Agency is accepting public comments on the proposal until September 1st. The agency will use the comments when making their decision on the proposal in December. President Obama has new local support for his Iran nuclear deal. That is, Senator Debbie Stabenow has stepped up and said she will vote in favor of the deal to limit Iran's nuclear capabilities while lifting sanctions. Stabenow says strict sanctions haven't stopped Iran from building a nuclear program and have only crippled the country's economy. She also admits the agreement isn't built on trust, but on strict inspections, verification, and the U.S.'s option to take military action if Iran goes back on it. Stabenow is now the 28th Democratic senator to back the deal. More local news now. It's that time of year again. Time up to lace up your shoes and hit the pavement and run for heart disease. More than 1,300 racers and volunteers are expected for the 8th annual Pulse 3 Foundation Run for Your Heart Community Races. Mark your calendars for the event's date. It's September 12th here in Saginaw. The event features several different runs and walks, including a half marathon. Now you can register for the event as well as find inspirational stories by clicking the hot link section of our homepage. Lost and alone for months, but this puppy proved she could beat the odds. After wandering around Bay County for 63 days, this Labradoodle named Baby Girl is now safe and sound. WNEM-TV5's Andrew Keller joins us live in the Continuous News Center with more on this story. Drew.
Yeah, this Bay County woman never gave up hope in finding the dog, and it was dedication and maybe an old trick of the trade that has this dog safe tonight.
And I realized it was going to take one person or a couple people to win this dog over.
Angela Michaels says she's been on a monumental task, trying to find Baby Girl, this mini Labradoodle.
It's been 63 days of tracking her.
On June 20th, 57-year-old David Mills suffered a medical issue and lost control of his truck on I-75, rolling over into a cornfield. In the truck, 3 Labradoodles. 2 were found alive, but 1, Baby Girl, remained missing. Michaels never gave up on finding her, leaving her food and spotting her on trail camera 4 separate times. Then on Saturday,
I had put some Kentucky Fried Chicken in the trap, and apparently nobody can resist the Colonel's secret recipe.
It was apparently juicy chicken that was the missing piece. Michaels took these pictures shortly after she united with Baby Girl. She gave her a bath and then returned the dog to her family.
I felt for the family. I thought they were really good people and they needed a hand.
And now yesterday when she returned the dog, Michael said baby girl was very happy to see her family members and of course the other 2 dogs that were involved in that crash. As far as the driver of the vehicle, we're told tonight that he continues to recover from the broken neck he suffered in that accident. Live in the Continuous News Center, Andrew Keller, WNEM-TV5.
All right, Drew, thank you. And you can find more pictures and baby girl's amazing story by heading over to the Hot Link section of WNEM.com. Well, controversy continues to swirl around state reps Todd Courser and Cindy Gamrat. Tonight at 6, why they're now being accused of abusing their power in office. And oil prices continue to fall. More on the silver lining to an otherwise bad situation. And it's a new look for Target. Find out why the retailer's food options are going gourmet. But first,
discouraging news when it comes to women and heart disease. I'm Kenneth Craig in New York with the details of a new study coming up.